Hello! Do you like scary movies? I wonder if a horror film has ever been made where the villain had a totally inappropriate, non-creepy voice. Do you like scary movies? I mean, I fully understand why nobody would have made that film, but equally, there's been a lot of films made over the years. Statistically, it's possible. Anyway, today's box of DVDs are all horror films, because, you know, it's Halloween, innit? So the way this worked was, I bought a massive box of horror film DVDs off eBay. God, DVDs are cheap on eBay these days. And there was about 100 of them in total. And I gave the box to a friend and said, right, can you please go through this? And can you pick out 12 that you think I might not have heard of? And he said, I reckon there's 20 in here you've never heard of. There's some quite obscure stuff in here. So I'm like, ooh, interesting. So he picked out 12, and he very kindly wrote on a bit of cardboard inside them the Rotten Tomatoes score, the IMDb rating. I mean, to be honest, perfectly honest with you, I don't really give much credence to such things, but hey, it's a bit of interest in it. And any alternate names the films may have had, because a lot of horror films are released under different names in different areas, and sometimes under different names in the same area, released differently. There's a lot of stuff like that going on. And so, let us begin with, hang on. Oh, bloody hell, hang on. They're all falling over. Sorry, I've got them in a bag, so I can't see what they are beforehand. And now the bag is... No. Yes, gotcha. For our first film, Dark Spirits. Ooh, like, I don't know, rum? A sixth sense can be deadly. Oh, referencing another horror film, Sixth Sense. There's a lot of that goes on with more low-budget horror. They do like to reference existing films. From the producer of A Knight's Tale and Dragon Ball Evolution. Hey! Oh, maybe just the producer of the PSP fighting game. Well, it's 15 rated, as many of these horrors are. And on the front, we have a scary ghost woman, looking a bit zombie-y as well. It's kind of covering all bases there, isn't it? Excuse me, I was wondering if you've ever thought about buying a really, really modern air fryer. They're very good for saving energy. Shut up. We want to go to the ridiculous house that is clearly photoshopped. What? It's like somebody got, I mean, I'm sure this predates like AI image generation, but it's like somebody typed in big square house with too many rooms or something, and that's what it came up with. Also, a million bats outside. Right, what we got? Two sisters, ooh, and there's another horror film, cannot escape the evil that threatens them. In this tense, heart-stopping supernatural thriller, blonde beauty Eva foresees the brutal murder of her sister Teresa in a dream. Soon after, Teresa dies under gruesome and mysterious circumstances, and Eva suffers soul-crushing guilt for failing to stop her sister's murder. Meanwhile, Eva's second sight, I keep pronouncing her name differently every time. Oh well, second sight grows increasingly more powerful. So she's got second sight now? You're saying it's growing increasingly more powerful. You didn't mention the first. It's fine. And Teresa begins to haunt her from the shadows, warning her that she is next to die. Eva races in search of an explanation, and to prevent her own death, which sounds like a plan. What have we got? Scary man trying to adjust the lens. Shocked woman opens door. Somebody can't sleep. And somebody looking over their shoulders, they run away. And another spooky boy. Big Pine Films, directed by Huck Kepler. Not a film I've heard of, so yep, well done, Steve. You've absolutely knocked it out of the park on the first one. Contains strong language, violence, and sustained psychological threat. Well, interesting. Little bit of psychic premonitions and all that kind of stuff. I am going to go on a limb and say that the cover probably doesn't have a whole lot to do with the actual film, and there's probably far fewer bats in the film. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of teal in these covers. This sort of light blue effect. I think that's going to be a popular thing. Right, what can we learn from the inside? What? Okay, that's not what I was expecting. So that's the... So it hasn't been rated on Rotten Tomatoes. There hasn't been enough reviews to give it a consensus or whatever. Okay. And it's got a 3 on IMDb. A 3 exactly, apparently. Interesting. And there's the disc. Okay, then. Okay, that's... Would I watch this film or not from that? Yeah, I probably would from that. Yeah, we'll put that over here. Right, next up, this one's in a slipcase. Oh, it's, of course, very teal. It is The House on Pine Street. Fear what you cannot see. Oh, this has got 5 stars from horrormovies.ca, also Scream magazine and terrorweekend.com. Fair enough. We've got birds instead of bats this time. And we've got creepy ghost woman in white dress. And do you know what? I think we should make a note, actually. Creepy ghost woman in white dress is probably going to be something that features quite prominently as well. And that might actually... Yeah, I think that probably counts, doesn't it? Blimey, yeah. So we've got teal and barefoot ghost lady, I think is going to be a big thing here. Right, what is going on in this one? We've got, posh. I hate slipcases. I don't know why people pay extra for these slipcase things. I mean, I understand why it's on this, to make it sort of look like a more premium product when you saw it on there. Because low-budget horror used to be big on the shelves of supermarkets in the UK. You'd go in, there'd be all these sort of films out like that, and it makes it stand out a bit, doesn't it? But... when people buy collector's editions, I tend to take these slipcases and put them straight in the recycling because it means they don't fit in the drawers properly. I don't know. Probably just me. And somewhere in the background there's a million Blu-ray manufacturers screaming. Right. Jennifer and husband Luke move back to her hometown in the hope of finding a calm environment for the arrival of their new baby. Luke has found the perfect house, but Jennifer feels uneasy and soon begins to experience strange phenomena. Phenomena's not horrible. It starts with objects moving when her back is turned and unexplained knocking sounds, but yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. But soon escalates into something far more sinister and threatening. Luke begins to question his wife's sanity. Is Jennifer losing her mind? Or is there a dark entity within the house that is all too real? Whoa. Directed by Aaron Keeling and Austin Keeling, the Keeling twins. They're probably not twins at all. Yes, I just made that up. So 15 for Strong Threat and released through Second Sight. Okay, interesting. And according to the inside, again, no Rotten Tomatoes consensus, but it's got an S. It's S rank. That's a 5, I presume. 5 out of 10 IMDb. Is that exactly a 5 again? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay. So the fact it's got multiple 5 stars is interesting, but it does sound very standard haunted house, especially with there's a lady in the house and everyone thinks she's mad, but is she really? Oh no, there was a spooky ghost. Right, I'm going to say, well, I'm not entirely put off this. I find Dark Spirits more interesting. Although I like the title of this one more. But there we are. Right, so you can go on that side as we bring out the slipcase has seen better days. Just rattling around as well. The inmates are taking over the asylum. They're coming to take you away. Haha. This is no ordinary hospital. And again, we've got, I think it's a girl this time, but still white dress, spooky girl, but they've got a doll because they're young. And a teal building. Yep, that's 3 in a row, kind of, isn't it? This is certainly from a certain period in time, about 10, 15 years ago. I would have said, actually, I haven't looked at the years in any of these. I should, shouldn't I? When is this one from? 2017. Oh, that's only 5 years old. But that's the packaging design. Oh, and all contents. Does that... it doesn't always mean it's the same year as the film was released. Yeah, let's not get into that, because it might be wrong. I haven't got them written down. So, yes, spooky asylum... White door of creepy light, bit of fog. Get rid of this slipcase. Looks exactly the same. Right. Premiered at the Tarantino Theatre, Could be Los Angeles, they could just be singing. In an abandoned hospital, a group of doctors carry out top-secret experiments on unsuspecting patients. The experiments, codenamed Limes... are designed to cure violent episodes through new methods of brainwashing and mind manipulation. But during their research, a multitude of tests go wrong, leading to... What is this? Just 2 dots. That's not an ellipsis. Weird. Leading to the horror that besets the now madhouse. The end result is that the inmates have taken over the asylum. They've capitalised the inmates, which is odd. Right, what's going on in the back? We've got somebody filling with a gas mask, somebody pointing to an eye, or don't attack me with your potato peeler, bro. And somebody being carried into a car. I recognise that actor, don't I? Written and directed by Philip Masajewicz. I don't know, probably pronounced that very badly. I apologise. Copyright Magic Elevator, but doesn't say the year. Yeah. We've all heard that shivving around. My God. 79? Does that say 70? Oh, God. Sorry. I've just had this complete flashback to the fact that my friend who did this, we will call Steve, because that's his name, has like really bad handwriting, hasn't he? That's fine. I'm sure that says 79. It's fine. Right. God almighty, that's... Oh. Right, anyway. So beginning to think the Rotten Tomatoes thing was probably a bad idea. Maybe we should have just said no, because then nothing's on it. And it's got a 3. Oh, that's... See, it doesn't really matter what IMDb says. It shouldn't go alongside with that. Shouldn't go alongside. So 79. 79%. Or is this film also called 79? That's the implication, isn't it? Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to assume that's a strange title. I can see what they called it, the Asylum. That is, somewhat more obvious title. This one, again, it's feeling a bit like I've seen it before. Do you know what I mean? I want to feel something a bit different. I want to see something a bit different. Like, for instance, this week on remarkably generic covers, it's Fear Clinic. Well, at least it's slightly red and not teal. A Nightmare on Elm Street's Robert Englund and Slipknot's Corey Taylor. Oh, Corey Taylor. Yeah, he's a massive horror fan, isn't he? Like, absolutely massive fan. Fear Clinic. Tell me what frightens you. Why is this familiar? 18 rated. Robert Englund, so that's obviously Freddy Krueger. Fear Clinic. Was this a TV show? Is this like a film based on a TV show or something? I swear that's a thing. Released by Anchor Bay. Okay. Screenshots, we have somebody having some trouble with their breathing device. And a robot man with an AK-47. Or maybe, it's actually somebody wearing armour. And here's Robert Englund sticking somebody in a weird coffin. And, I've seen that image before. Definitely the sort of weird screaming face with all the stuff behind it. That is definitely something I've seen before. Right. Some places never let you leave. Yep, you can check out whenever you like, but you can never... Yeah, you know I'm going. After a tragedy shatters their lives and leaves them with crippling phobias, 5 people decide to seek treatment through Dr. Andover and his fear chamber. Yeah, I think Dr. Andover needs to work on his marketing. Fancy you going my fear chamber? Oh, you don't. I really hope Robert Englund has that accent in this film. In his device, the patients are put into complete isolation and must face their nightmares through violent hallucinations. This does not sound particularly ethical. The patients eventually leave Andover's care. Oh, it worked. Only to return when they find that their phobias are still present. Okay, I'm going to say that it didn't work. However, as the patients ready themselves to re-enter Andover's machine, the doctor begins to wonder if there is something more sinister working through his creation, as their worst fears begin to manifest themselves and intrude into reality. Ooh. Based on the critically acclaimed and fan favourite fearnet.com series. Oh, so it's an internet thing, not a TV show. Okay. Fear Clinic also stars Fiona Dourif, relation of Brad Dourif, maybe, from True Blood, and Slipknot and Stone Sour lead vocalist Corey Taylor. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I'd be up for that. I really don't know. That's a very sort of generic cover, isn't it? They've just basically got the faceless white mask, made the eyes behind it creepy and stuck sort of, slightly bleeding cracked texture on it. And just, yeah. But then again, it's probably a stronger image than any of these, isn't it? And it's not teal. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm going to put that to that. Oh, hang on, we haven't opened it. I've got to read the thing. What am I doing? These must be being rounded up or rounded down for IMDb, because it's usually like, X point X, isn't it? But these are all round numbers. Interesting. So again, not on Rotten Tomatoes. Really should have just said they weren't on there, I think. That's not going to do as much. And for an IMDb, okay. But yeah, okay. I'm going to put that on the pile of interest. Who am I kidding? I'll probably watch them all at some point, but that's not the point. You are not alone. Everything is teal. The dream holiday turns nightmare. Probably gonna get a copyright strike. So, you are not alone. Big old Norbrick Castle style building. And then there's a weird hill with a little tower on top. Looks a bit Dark Souls, that, doesn't it? Based on a true story. Okay, then. There's not much on the back, actually. Yeah, we've just got man walking towards large house. And on the back, he's in the house. Oh, good for him. A young California screenwriter and his composer girlfriend exchange their Echo Park home for a sprawling Tudor mansion near Glastonbury, England, in the hope of finding creative inspiration. Thinking they have the best of the bargain, they soon learn that the house comes with a stalker. you are not alone, who seems able to enter through locked doors. I reckon he's got that most devious of supernatural devices. A key! Driven beyond endurance by the continual harassment, the screenwriter sets a trap to exact his revenge. Okay. So you got a bit of a sort of house invasion, but obviously he's been there before because he's got all the keys sort of thing. Okay, yeah. That's fairly standard. Let's get rid of this bloody slipcase. Well, I think that actually looks better on the, yeah, because you've got the black is actually sort of black on this sort of printing, isn't it? Yeah. And it's not, oh, actually, look. Much less teal. It's gone down 30% teal. Well, okay, based on a true story of once there were some people in the house. What can we learn? Who snap? Fucking hell, Steve. Right, that's got to say house swap. It looks like there's two O's. What's going on there? Where's the other? Oh, it's the other part of the U. Is bloody hell. I swear to God, I used to be able to read his writing, but it's just because everybody types these days. Anyway, so house swap. It's got to be so. This film is also known as House Swap. Again, no Rotten Tomatoes, 3.5 on. Oh, so yeah, right. So it's rounded to the nearest half. Wouldn't 3.5 been easy? Okay, 3.5 on IMDb. That's, yeah. Okay, I mean, that could be quite interesting. Is it? I'd imagine that a tale like that is going to be relatively short. 84 minutes, yeah. So there's a moon as well. Right, no, that's going to go on that pile, I think. Yeah, it sounds... Again, it's well done, it's well done. It's an 18 as well, so there's some sort of mildly unpleasant content in it, shall we say, to the least. Suitable... Oh, it doesn't give any information on that one. Oh, fair enough. Right, let's move on to the next one. Oh my God, the title! Oh, Luke Goss in the Dead Undead! That's astonishing. I mean, we don't know what's going on with this cover. It's usually the thing of, make sure you've got a strong central image, but this is kind of everything, isn't it? So that's a vampire with a gun... with his screaming with his teeth out, and zombies. So it's vampires versus zombies, or at the very least that's what they want you to think. Only a legion of vampires can stop a zombie apocalypse. Probably read that before having to look through the picture there, shouldn't I? Luke Goss, and it literally says vampires versus zombies at the bottom. Okay. Yeah, so Luke Goss is, he was one of Bros, one of the sort of real early and mega successful boy bands here in the UK. He's been in several horror films. He was in Hellboy 2, and he's in one of the Blade films, Blade 2 as well, I think, actually. And that's been damaged. Contains strong bloody violence, gory images and strong language. Ooh, consumer advice relates to the feature only. All of the extras are lovely and suitable for all the smallest of children. Right, mankind's greatest fear becomes its only hope. Get ready for limbs to fly and bones to break. Lovely. In the gore-soaked bloodbath that is The Dead Undead. I'll bet this film has another title. A peaceful camping trip becomes a nightmare when the solitude of a mountain idyll is smashed by the onslaught of a ravenous zombie horde. Well, it happens. Fleeing to what appears to be a deserted town, the group discovers a secret vampire community and fears that all hope is lost. But the vampires take the defenseless humans under their wing, and all-out war between vampires and zombies begins. A gruesome, explosive and nerve-wracking action horror of epic proportions. The Dead Undead is a trip to hell and back that you will never forget. Well, what have we got then? Somebody shooting a flamethrower or something? Can't quite make it out. Scary zombie person. Room full of blood and exploding car. Very indistinct screenshots there. Right. What is the... Oh, fucking hell. What? No. War of the Undead. It's got to be War of the Undead, hasn't it? Yeah, look, yeah, there's the other bit of the W. Right, War of the Undead. Where's the line through the... It doesn't matter. Right, so Rotten Tomatoes again, nothing. Why did we bother? Just told me. But 3 on IMDb. Interesting, okay. Looks a bit more actiony than the others we've had, but... I don't know. It's more of an interest. If you're in the mood, yeah, all right. Just because I can't remember ever seeing a film about zombies versus vampires. I'm sure I must have seen one now. I can't think of it. Anyway, that's for... Oh, no, I know. Oh, I've heard of the next film. Polaroid Evil develops. Ooh. From the producer of It and It Chapter 2. Do not press. So, Polaroid... Oh, man, these are so dusty. Look at that. Bloody hell. Something stored in a, well, shed probably. So, Polaroid, this was based on a short film. And from what I heard, I've seen the short film. Short film's pretty good from what I recall. But yeah, from what I've heard, the full feature is not as good, sadly. But who knows? I have not seen it myself. So, gotta say, incidentally, if you are looking for a short film called Polaroid, do try and find this specific one, because there's a lot of short films called Polaroid, and they're all sort of horrors. Yep, shown as Polaroids on the back. Oh, we've got the Silver Skull. We've got Frank from Hellraiser, and a sheriff. And a person. From the producer of It and The Ring, yep, you said that already, comes an iconic and bold new vision in horror, Polaroid. High school loner Bird Fitcher, that's a name, has no idea what dark secrets are tied to the mysterious Polaroid vintage camera she stumbles upon. Ooh. But it doesn't take long to discover that those who have their picture taken meet a tragic end. Ooh, spooky dooky. Right. 87 minutes. I'm quite interested to see how they extended it as well. So, yeah, that's going to go on the pile. But what can we learn? Operating system. So, no... Oh, no, wait! The others all had a dash. That means this is 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. Gonna be honest, that is putting me off slightly. And 5 on IMDb. Oh, who cares? You can't look at these bloody ratings. You've got to make your mind up yourself, right? I think... do you know what? I really want to see how they adapt to the short film. So there we are. I would probably watch the short film again first before watching that. Just to totally ruin it for myself. Boo! It's these guys again. Yes! For if you didn't know, we are making our own horror film called Turn Back. It's a modern folk horror film partially inspired by our local legend of Black Shook, a terrifying black devil dog that haunts East Anglia like a canine bastard. And on top of that, it's reverse narrative, so we are literally telling the story backwards, because my God, we like to make things difficult for ourselves. It's on Kickstarter right now. There are 10 days left of the campaign, if you want to have a look and see what it's about. And of course, you can get cool rewards. Your obvious DVDs and Blu-rays and things, but also cool horror-themed repaints of figures of me and Dan Nerd Cubed. Ooh, and my favouriteest thing in the world at the moment, our movie collection in a VHS-style box. I bloody love this thing. I mean, this is only a mock-up, obviously, but you get the idea. It sits on your shelf. It looks exactly like VHS tape type thing. It even comes out and looks like a tape as well, and it's got your discs inside, except the finished version will have 3 discs inside, for it will contain both our original comedy films and also a copy of Turn Back, but also VHS-style copies where we have literally recorded them to a VHS tape and then re-digitized them to give you that authentic 80s and 90s feeling. Because let's face it, nobody's actually got a VHS player these days. And even if you do, the ones that work in the UK won't work in America and vice versa. Let's not get into that. So as I say, there's only 10 days remaining from the time I'm uploading this video, so do pop on over to the campaign and have a look and help us make a horror film. Right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8 is... Oh, that's a title. Oh, wow. Certainly haven't heard of this one. Mother's Doll. Evil waits in the attic. It does look bloody evil as well. So I'm guessing this is, part of the whole evil doll thing that's become very fashionable after Annabelle and all those sort of things. And there was that one before. What was it called? The Boy? Was it the one with Brahms in? I can't remember the title of that now. It's weird. Anyway, disturbing and terrifying. Say Terror Weekend. Strange and gripping. Ooh, 2 interesting words. Say Geofilm. And yeah, that's a creepy doll with a quite heavy Photoshop filter thing going on. Also, sepia, not teal. Right, what have we got according to the back? A dark and disturbing atmosphere. That's what I like about horror films. Runs throughout this terrifying indie horror. Say bloodydisgusting.com. Oh, and there's a creepy looking woman there, holding an even creepier lanky doll. Is the one on the doll as well? Is the doll life set? Right, we'll read the synopsis in a minute and find out. We've also got a pasty man and mannequin head and a chicken. I don't know. Is it the mannequin? Oh God, is it the severed head from that Amicus film, Asylum, knocking down there? Well, there's a reference for the kids. Not about 1972 that film came out. Right, anyway. Melanie Crow is a reclusive young girl who copes with the recent suicide of her mother by constructing a life-size muslin doll to keep her company. Okay, yep, that's pretty creepy. At first, the doll, called More, interesting, appears to be a harmless novelty, an imaginary friend. But as Melanie's grasp on reality slips away, she begins to project her mother's voice onto the strange masked being, and the delusional relationship turns into a disturbing codependence between her split personas. As Melanie's feelings for a handsome goth named Ducken begin to emerge, Moore becomes jealous and suspicious, and the relationship between the doll and Melanie starts down a disturbing and violent path. Whoa! So is the doll haunted, or is it all just the machinations of the daughter? Whoa. That is kind of a trope in these evil doll films. Sometimes they sort of loosely imply that the doll is in some way haunted or moving on its own, but it turns out it isn't. It's just the person. I was then going to list some examples and totally ruin several films for you. Now, let's not do that. Oh, my God. Right, what do we learn from the inside? Oh, fuck off. What is that? What? Right, the 5 looks like an S. The M dash hyphen thing I can get away with. But what? This film is also known as Redug Pasts? What? God! How am I supposed to read that? What? It's like the bloody... Is that High Elvish? Is that the writing around the One Ring? I mean, what's going on? Is she trying to cast a spell? Is this the sacred runes that keep Mother's doll inside the disc? Oh my God, it's like you got a tiny slug, you got it off its tits on absinthe and got it to wander through some ink and across the page. Bloody hell. Right, we're not here to roast my friend's handwriting, but seriously, Steve, if you're watching, we need a fucking intervention, mate, my God. I'm going to have to look this up on IMDb. Hang on. Oh, right, that's fine. I can just jump cut, which I've just done, and I can now reveal, after actually looking it up on Letterboxd, this film is also known as The Melancholy Fantastic. What? How does that say melancholy fantastic? It says Nedung Pasts. Oh, forget it. Right, anyway, I'm quite interested in it. The Melancholy Fantastic. Well, The Melancholy Fantastic is, yeah, an interesting sort of out there title, I suppose. But yeah, Mother's Doll, I can see why it got this for the sort of mass market, probably supermarket shelves release. Or maybe this is just called it Nedung Pasts. Oh my God. Right. Oh my God, I've seen this film. Oh, you have failed, Steve. I've seen this one. Chain Letter. Pass it on or die. Gleefully bloody fun. Gritty and intense, says Dread Central. Insane gore, says Bloody Disgusting. I do remember it being quite gory. And Brad Dourif's in it. I'm going to be honest, this wasn't great. The only thing I can really remember from it is there's a scene at the start, which is what's pictured here, where one of the female characters is like grabbed by some chains and pulled like out in the road and run over or something. And the end of the film ends up as it, so the whole film is like circular. So the end of the film leads back to the start of the film chronologically in a weird time loop. And yeah, it's all to do with like chainless and but mostly. All I can remember is some people hanging out in a gym or something. No, this hasn't made much of an impression on me at all. I often wonder, who is this person? Because it's not going to be the actress from the film. It's somebody who staged it, isn't it? just a random person from the office probably, go outside and lie down in these pyjamas we've got from Primark, and yeah, we'll take the photo, do the work, and there's your cover. But yeah, it's a stronger image than the others, gotta say, and it's not teal, so it's getting my vote. Right. Featuring Nikki Reed of the Twilight Saga. The Anti-Social Network says, can't make that out, it's dark red on black. Newsblaze. One missed call meets Final Destination, says horror.com. Fair enough. Break the chain, lose a life. Lose a life? Are they in a video game? Well, you only got one, haven't you? High school student Jessie Campbell and her friends think little of the threatening chain letters they receive, until two of them refuse to pass it on and suffer gruesome deaths. Jessie and Detective Jim Crenshaw discover that there must be a link between the chain letter and the murders, but what they don't realise in time is they're all being tracked and there's no escaping the killer's high-tech reach. Is forwarding the deadly chain letter to 5 friends the only way to save their own lives? Feels a little bit like The Ring, doesn't it? There we are. There's a person with the chain and a hoodie, and his face looks a bit gooey, and there's some people. And that's your lot. Yeah, this is... I'm not recommended. It's not, like, absolutely dreadful or anything, but, yeah, not memorable. Oh, 29! It's on Rotten Tomatoes, folks! 29 and 4 on IMDb, and thank God it doesn't have another title. Right, how far are we through it now? Oh, it's 4 on each. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's not 4 on each. There's 5 on those, so 9. So, number 10. Oh my God. I've got this on Blu-ray. I've not seen it, though, to be fair. After Dark Originals present The Seeds of Terror Have Been Sown in Fertile Ground. Truly petrifying. Keep the lights on after watching this one. Say, Sex Gore Mutants. I hope that's a website and not just a description of the people. A brand or a new brand of fear. So yeah, I bought this years ago on Blu-ray just because it was like £2 or something. And this was back when you couldn't get a Blu-ray for less than a tenner generally. It turned up in, I think it was That's Entertainment. My God, that's going back some years. 18 certificate and an alien skull. Oh God, I say an alien skull. It's not supposed to be like a baby's skull or something, is it? That never occurred to me before. Now I'm looking, ooh, okay. Well, there's a black and white image with a millipede on it. Right, what have we got then? We've got somebody looking very upset near some pictures. We've got somebody talking to somebody in a room with bad walls. And an astonishing shot. Looks like it's taken from an 80s slasher or something to do with a prom, you know. And somebody climbing up a building. Right. Emily and Nate Weaver leave the city for the rural comfort of Nate's ancestral home in the country. Once there, though, Emily becomes plagued by horrifying visions and haunted by the ghosts that inhabit their isolated new home. When Nate's behaviour undergoes a strange and fearful metamorphosis, Emily fears she might be the last target in a murderous tradition. Ooh. Fertile Ground is a chilling horror directed by Adam Girash. Autopsy, Night of the Demons. Autopsy? Do I know Autopsy? I feel like... recent film called Autopsy. Is Robert Patrick in it? I feel like that's a thing. Could be completely wrong. Feel free to abuse me in the comments. Contains strong bloody violence. Bloody violence. Well, there we are. Yeah, this one... Gonna be honest, I only bought it because it was cheap back in the day. Doesn't sound particularly interesting, but I'll get round to it at some point on the Blu-ray, probably. Not on Rotten Tomatoes, 4.5 on IMDb, and thank God, not known as anything else. Right, on to the last two now. Eden Lodge. Well, oh no. Oh, you almost got me, you bastards. Eden Lodge. This is made to look almost identical to Eden Lake. There's a film called Eden Lake, and it has the cover, or at least one of the covers, has always got multiple, haven't they? Has a woman behind a tree. I think she's facing camera in that version, and like a teal thing with people, and similar writing. So I imagine Eden Lake was popular, so this was released as Eden Lodge. Was this made as Eden Lodge, though? It's very likely this was made as something else, and then, yeah, renamed or something. Enjoy your stay. 18 rated. Right, the best British horror this year, says Scream, the horror magazine. Some secrets should stay buried. Woman covered in blood. Somebody spooky walking down the staircase and somebody else there. Home invasion thing I've got is the vibe I'm getting. There we are, fighting back, looking confused. and headache, I don't know. Right, very small text here, but we can read it. A young married couple, along with their newborn baby, retreat to the idyllic English countryside in an attempt to repair their fractured relationship. However, things rapidly take a turn for the worse when their car breaks down and they are forced to spend the night at a remote bed and breakfast known as Eden Lodge. At first, the place looks and feels like paradise, but their peaceful weekend quickly turns to terror when they realise that the people they meet are being killed one by one. Rachel and Adam must fight to protect not only their failing marriage, but also their lives. Oh, God. Just realised this is almost certainly going to have another title. Fingers crossed we can read it. Right. Oh! No! Bruldoon? Brutal Demon? What? Right, it's not on Rotten Tomatoes, 3.9. What? What does that say? Braldeer? Right, I'm going to look it up. Right, jump cut. And incredibly, the answer is breakdown. Right, let's just look at this a second, right? BR, the E and the A are apparently on top of each other. The K has no lines on it, so it's just an L. You can't do that. Okay, the down almost works, I suppose. I didn't pick up on that, but... Right. Anyway, looks like fairly standard sort of, yeah, not too excited by that. And the fact it's been repackaged to look like another film always turns me off a bit, to be honest. So, yeah, we'll put that on that one. And sorry, this is the 12th one, isn't it? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's another one in the back. There's 13. Unlucky for some, the baker's dozen. Never mind. Right, we've... Oh, okay. Gillian Anderson and Danny Dyer, straight heads. I never knew Gillian Anderson and Danny Dyer did a film. What? Terrifying revenge thriller, strictly for adults only. Ooh. Brutal, disturbing, horrifying. A savage Brit thriller. Oh, nuts. My God, remember that? Let the revenge fit the crime. I mean, this sounds more like a sort of revenge crime thriller thing than a horror film, although I've just seen the 18 rating, so... Okay, right, what have we got? There's a young Danny Dyer. There's Gillian Anderson. This is going to be... Oh, God. How long ago do you think? 15 years? I honestly don't know. And I can't find a... I feel like there might be... in the unreadable text at the bottom, and I have no magnifying glass. Yeah, it might give us a year, but okay, we'll skip that. More X-rated than X-Files, really? Has all the pornographic ingredients of a first-rate cult thriller, says The Times. What do you mean? What, are you implying that you can't have a thriller if it isn't pornographic? What are you talking about? My God. Anyway, there's Danny Dyer looking through a window. There he is with a cigarette, and there's Gillian Anderson. There we are, there's all of them. When Adam is invited by Alice, a woman he has just met, to accompany her to a lavish party in the country, he knows he is going to have the best night of his life. Following mind-blowing sex, the pair speed away from the party down a wooded and desolate road in Alice's car. In a moment of distraction, a fateful collision occurs, leading to a vicious and brutal attack that results in a consequent vendetta, where Adam and Alice must fight violence with violence. A dark and disturbing sexual thriller, Straight Heads is a brutal and uncompromising tale of lust, violence and self-preservation. Contains very strong violence. No, there's something putting me off there. Fan I am of Gillian Anderson. Yeah, not so... No, I think I'll leave that one. Right, what can we learn about it? God. Closure! That says closure! I read it, everyone! Where's my telegram from the Queen? 43 on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, it's on there, yeah. And S.5, 5.5 on IMDb. Okay. Yeah, it might be all right. I don't know. Just all this talk about adults only, pornographic, disturbing, sexual. No, I'm not gonna get into that one. Well, I'll pull out the 13th one that I didn't know was here. First we had Dark Souls, now we've got Dead Souls. We've gone full circle to the teal. Look at that. A harrowing tale of ancient evils. Also, this crow. Morning. Eerie, unsettling, and scary. Destined for horror cult status. Say Scream magazine. Okay, I'll take that off. It's easy to read without it. Okay, what's the story? A tense, disturbing twist on the supernatural thriller. 4 stars from Horror Cult Films. Okay. So basically, old wooden house, old crucifix with a bit of rope, and there's a bird in it, and there's a load more birds. They really like their bats and birds on teal, don't they, at the time? So, excuse me. Adapted from the novel by Bram Stoker. Award finalist Michael Lamo. Dead Souls tells a harrowing tale of family secrets and ancient evils. On his 18th birthday, Johnny Petrie learns he was adopted when he inherits a farm in Maine, abandoned for the 18 years since his natural family died at the hands of his father, the local preacher. Eager for a new life, home to start over in his new dwelling. However, as he digs into his past, he soon uncovers the horrifying details of his father's questionable teachings. In a frightening revelation, he also learns that his return has revived decades-old forces trapped in the home and sets in motion a heart-stopping finale to a ritual that already claimed the lives of his family. Ooh. Starring Jesse James, Bill Moseley, Magda Apanowicz, Noah Fleiss, and Geraldine Hughes. Okay, then. Yeah, I might go for that one. Yeah, sounds interesting. I'm not convinced by the cover at all, but the film sounds pretty good. What can we learn? Nothing on Rotten Tomatoes, 4.5 on IMDb. Well, I'm putting it on the pile anyway. There we are. Thank God it didn't have another name. Well, that was an experience. Steve, bless you. Thank you for doing that. But seriously, I want to buy you a printer. Right, well, they're quite evenly balanced, actually, sort of half and half. That's fair enough, isn't it? Maybe I've made bad decisions. I'm sure people in the comments might have seen all of them and can advise me on that. But anyway, that's our lot today. Don't forget, we've only got 10 days left before our campaign thingy ends. Here's another link thing, and it's down in the description as ever. Jump scare.
Subscribe for more.